Hi, my name is Lydia, and this is my professionalism self-reflection for this semester in my MSW program, including my courses in sports social work, foundation of social welfare policy, and applied behavior analysis. Overall, I would describe my performance this semester as strong in professionalism, especially in areas like engagement, communication, and respect for others. At the same time, I've also identified a few areas where I can continue to grow, particularly in leadership and pushing myself further outside of my comfort zone. Starting with engagement, I rated myself a 5 or exemplary. Throughout the semester, I consistently attended all of my classes on time and came prepared. I made it a priority to stay engaged during lectures and discussions, and I actively participated by asking questions and contributing to conversations. I really tried to be present, not just physically, but mentally as well, because I know that engagement is important not only for my own learning, but also for contributing to the classroom environment. For collegiality, I also rated myself a 5 or exemplary. I made a strong effort to show respect toward both my classmates and instructors in all settings, even via online Zoom. I was mindful of how I communicated, especially in discussion where people may have had different perspectives. As a social work student, I think it's really important to create a space where everyone feels respected and heard, and I feel like I contributed positively to that environment. I also maintained professionalism in my email communication and overall online presence. In terms of growth and development, I rated myself a 4 or outstanding. This is an area where I feel like I made solid progress, but still have room to grow. I worked on practicing self-care and managing stress, especially when balancing multiple assignments and responsibilities. I also tried to reflect on feedback from instructors and apply it to improve my work. However, I recognized that I was not consistently stepping into leadership roles, whether that be leading the discussion or taking initiative in group settings. Moving forward, I would like to challenge myself more in that area and become more confident in taking on leadership opportunities. For communication, I rated myself a 5 or exemplary. I believe I consistently demonstrated respectful and professional communication throughout the semester. I made an effort to respond to others with empathy and understanding, especially during class discussions and peer instructions. I was also mindful of maintaining appropriate boundaries, including avoiding inappropriate self-disclosure and using anti-oppressive language and using inclusive language. These skills are important social work practice, and I've been intentional about developing them. Lastly, for adherence to social work values, I rated myself a 4 or outstanding. I demonstrated a strong commitment to values such as dignity and worth of a person, confidentiality, and anti-racism, diversity, equity, and inclusion. I tried to apply these values not just in assignments, but also in how I interacted with others in the classroom. However, I recognize that continuing to deepen my understanding and application of these values, especially in more complex or real-world situations, is an ongoing process. This is something I want to continue strengthening as I move on into practicum and future courses. Overall, this semester has helped me grow both professionally and personally. I feel confident in my strength, especially in engagement, communication, and respect for others. At the same time, I'm aware of the importance of continued growth, particularly in leadership and pushing myself to take more initiative. As I move forward in the MSW program, I plan to build on these strengths while also being more intentional about stepping into leadership roles and continuing to develop my professional identity as a social worker. Thank you for your time.